And here we are with the actual microphone. So I used to record with a microphone that was basically just a sort of SIP phone, like a voice over IP phone. And that actually has for the price I paid, which was absolutely nothing, it was a pretty damn impressive microphone. That's one I've been using for years now. And that was my phone. Dang it. Anywho, so yeah, I bought this one a while back. Let me actually grab the packaging, because that's something I do want to show you. Give me a second, let me grab that. Because I was actually impressed with the packaging of this thing, so give me one moment. So here we are with the box, and it's one of those, like, you can probably hear it, like really sturdy cardboard boxes, so it's quite nice. Like it's strong. Like I can't even compress this at all, pretty much. So this is the Meteor Mic microphone, USB studio microphone for computer recording from Samsung. Nothing else in the box, right? We'll get to this in a second. So as you can see here, the inside it's probably hard to see, but it's lined with a sort of velvety, like this is plastic and then covered in sort of a velvet kind of stuff. So this is actually where it was in. So it was cradled in here. You had the USB plug in here and then wired through the back, so this comes out. And then the USB, the rest of it was wired back, and the booklets and that sort of stuff, warranty and all that jazz is in the bottom here. Which was neatly put into here, sort of sleeve, I guess is what you would call it. So it's all pretty neat, and it also came with, where is it, a nice velvety bag. Just a plain simple bag that you can close. But that comes down to this microphone being a semi-on-the-go kind of microphone. Just putting the box away here. Just a semi like on the go, and let me start off by demonstrating that. So you can fold up the legs. Fairly good at it with one hand. You can fold up the legs, and then it's basically protecting the rest of the microphone for the most part. So, by the way, this is all metal. Like, this thing is not cheap. This is not cheap plastic. This is actual metal. Yeah, let me. Oh, I got some clippers here. They're metal. That'll work. Like, just to prove it. That ain't plastic. That is cold hard steel. So yeah, so let's take a look at the exterior first. Underneath we have a screw. I don't know, sorry, off the top of my head what kind of size this is, but it's like an industry standard kind of size. I don't know it off the top of my head. As I said, I'm not a professional, audiolist. Yes, that's a word. I totally did not make that up. So yeah, not a sound professional, obviously. So I don't know what kind of thread this is, but I'm pretty sure this is like at least a standard kind of size of threading. I still want to look if I can hook this up somewhere and have it on, you know, hang it upside down from a plank I have above my desk, but we'll have to see. You have a volume dial on here that we'll get back to in a moment. A mute button, gives a good click. Downside is it unmutes or remutes, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't remute whenever you reboot your PC, so it's not a actual hardware button that mutes it. It's sort of a software button, if that makes sense. So every time you reboot your PC, it's unmuted. So that's kind of a downside. Now if we go to the back, I'm gonna have to open it up here to show it. There we go. We have two plugs. We have the USB, which is for powering it and, of course, relaying the information to your computer. And we have a audio plug that was provided. I don't have it on hand. It was provided with it, at least. Was it? No, it was not. Sorry, my bad. No, it was not. This is where you can plug in headsets if you want to hear yourself. So this gives no latency feedback, so you can one-on-one hear your own, you know, audio over your headset. So yeah, and it can also relay the rest of your audio. So your audio it's basically registers as a speaker. So your audio would go in through the USB, your voice would go out to your computer, obviously, and then your voice would also be sent over or mixed in, whatever you want to call it, into the jack plug here. So you would hear your PC audio, your game audio, whatever, as well as your own audio with no latency. So that makes it a lot easier if you want to hear yourself. I usually record without a headset on, so I don't really have that issue, but it's nice that it's there. Then as for these legs, well, the nice thing about these is they're quite, as you can see, like it can pretty much stand on this. Like I'm not holding it up. It's resting on purely the leg and it's not folding in. Like they're proper hinges that have a lot of resistance, which is nice because it allows you to do stuff like this. If you need to put in an angle, or you need to have it like that, or you let's not topple it over. Come on. You need, for instance, to have this elevated and pointed down. You can move these down. As you can see, it is pointing down. So I think it's about time we actually hook this thing up and give it a go. Why is my camera zooming in? I have no idea. That was funky. Let's zoom out again. I wasn't touching the zoom button. I guess... Okay, that was really weird. Okay, let me get back to actually plugging this thing up, plugging it in, booting up my computer, and we'll record something. But if you listened to yesterday's video about the headset, you already heard this, but let's do it anyways. One note. The echoing is my room. It has nothing to do with the microphone. It's just a very echoey place, and I don't have sound paneling and that sort of stuff. Not a professional, clearly. So far, I've been pretty impressed with what this thing can pick up. But yeah, let's switch over to that audio, because this is the audio from my camera. Let's switch over to that audio, and you can hear what that sounds like. So, this is me talking through the microphone. This is me sitting about 50 centimeters away, so about 1.5 foot, 1.75 foot, something like that. So let's take a look here at the settings real quick. It's 100% and set to 2-channel, 16 bits, 4800 DVD quality, just to get a baseline of what it's at. On the front of the microphone, the audio dial that I was telling you about earlier is basically to not the microphone volume, but it's the output volume through the jack plug in the back, so that's how loud you're hearing the audio back over your headset. The button on the middle, as you can tell, will... Yep, that was the mute button. And the lights just above the mute button will turn orange whenever it's muted, so you have a nice visual cue to see when it's muted. And whenever you're peaking your audio, you can actually see it in the microphone. The light will actually, the LED that's right above the mute button, will flash red briefly when you're peaking your audio. So it's a nice visual cue as well to see that you're peaking. Now, I don't want to break your guys' ears, so I'm not going to actually peak here, but yeah. So that is that. Now, I'm going to move away, like a couple of steps away from my desk. And I'm getting up right now, and I'm walking away, and I would say I'm about 2.5 meters away, so that's about 9 feet or so, give or take, something like that. And this is how much it still picks up. Now I'm going to move over to the side of it, and I'm pretty much about 3 feet away off to the right hand side of it, and it should somewhat muffle the audio. And I'm going to walk around here. I'm still just talking. I'm going to move over to the other side, a little bit further away. And I am absolutely to the side of it now. Okay, so just so you get an idea of what the range of this thing, you can obviously turn down the volume. I have it at 100%, you can turn it down. I'm gonna pick it up, I'm gonna tilt this thing, so I'm gonna be behind I'm currently off to the left of it, about 1 meter away, 3 feet, and I'm gonna move over to the back end of it. Now, because of the echo, you're probably gonna still hear it, but it should cut down the volume by quite a bit when it's coming from the back. So it does have at least somewhat directional audio pickup. So that's about the range of this thing, and I'm quite happy with it. Now, like I said before, the echoing is purely down to my room here. There's just not much I can do about it right now. Until I move or do something or get a different room to record in, which is probably not going to happen. Not much I can do about the echoing. And there's a clock going on in the background. I'll be silent for a second here so I can hear it. Yep, that's a clock. And you can hear my PC as well, which actually is funny because I can barely hear it, but the microphone can hear it just fine, so that's lovely. So I usually do some post-processing on my audio, but this time I will not do any post-processing. This will just be raw audio, as you can see on the screen right now, and I'm just going to save this as is in MP3 and just put it underneath the video. So there will be a little bit of compression on there, but not much. So it will be sort of as raw as possible. So, my findings about this microphone. I am very pleased with it. I like the way you can set up the legs, so you can change up. I'm sitting back down in case I'm getting louder. That's my chair. I like the way the legs are set up, so you can move them around, you know, the way you want them to, and you can position the microphone the way you want to. There is that threading at the bottom, so you have an option to mount it if you so please. The legs technically, no, I haven't tried this. Sorry, I got really close there. Haven't tried this, but technically you could remove the legs. They're just a Phillips head screw on the side of it, so technically you could remove it. Might be a little bit difficult to get to, but so you could, in theory, if you want to, remove the legs and just hook it up with the threading at the bottom as a microphone. So you have that option always. That's nice. You don't need any special equipment to run this thing. It's just USB powered, which for some people is probably a downside because, you know, they really want the fancy shit and be able to hook it up to external audio converters and you name it, whatever, that sort of stuff. Not interesting for me. And the price is pretty decent as well. I don't remember exactly what I got it for, but somewhere around the range of about 60 euros. So give or take $60, something like that. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. It's good quality. It has a good range. Like, I can be in my kitchen, which is technically directly behind this wall, but you have to make an entire U to get around there. So it's not like very close. You have to actually walk around to the left here, a couple of meters, then go through the hallway, a couple of meters towards the kitchen. But I can slightly raise my voice and people can still hear me at my computer and reasonably understand me. So it can pick up audio from quite a ways away. So it's relatively sensitive, but it does drop off quickly with range, which is kind of a good thing. So if you tweak down the volume, if you don't want that to happen, like don't record at 100%, but tweak that down, you can pretty effectively remove background noise, which maybe I should do, possibly. I can move that down a little bit so you hear less of the background noise and more of just me. That might not be a bad idea. I might try to play around with that. But yeah, that is the Samson, not Samsung, but Samson Meteor microphone. Pretty good, like I said, build quality, excellence, audio quality, pretty damn good. I don't have too much to compare it with, so, you know, I can't really compare it with two other mics I have. I just have my old mics, which I'm not going to compare it to because nobody has that particular microphone that I have. Trust me, nobody will ever have heard of it or seen it. It's also USB, by the way. So yeah, that's just not something I can compare with. I could compare with my Bluetooth headset, but that's a Bluetooth microphone and a headset. Let's just not compare it. Let's just give it as is. I like the way it sounds. I think it's really nice. My room is just poor, so don't let that skew your judgment. Like, the echo is definitely not the problem with the microphone. That's just my damn room. So there you have it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.